Hi everybody, Elizabeth here with Country Peony, and I'm so excited that you are here for episode 15 of Coffee and Crafting. So in the afternoons, I like to grab a warm cup of coffee and get to crafting. And today we've got a really happy craft. So the weather here is gorgeous today, and this craft really represents that. It is so joyful, it's so playful, and it's super colorful. And so today we are actually making this Pom Pom Christmas tree. We are not making one this big, but this is a 23-inch tree, and I've got 80 different pom-poms on here. So you can really go as tall or as small as you want. Today we are actually making a smaller size version. This is the 8.5 or the 9-inch tree. But this just goes to show you. And this one I made in 2019, and I linked it below if you want to see the full tutorial. But it has held up so incredibly well. I put it out every Christmas. I put it away in a Tupperware box, and then I put it up in the attic, and it has held up so well. So I love this one because it's so fun. The textures are amazing, and the colors are so much fun. But ultimately, it's about creating, and the process of creating this has been so much fun, and I want to show you that today. So, before we get started, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Elizabeth, and I am the DIY and craft blogger at Country Peony, which is a DIY and craft blog, and I focus on simple yet whimsical spaces and crafts. And every Monday, I love that you join me here at noon on Facebook. We create a new craft, and I am in Christmas crafting mode. It's my favorite time of the year, and it's my favorite time to craft. So today, again, we're making these amazing pom-pom Christmas trees, and I want to show you how to make it yourself. So to get started, you are going to need a pom-pom maker, and my favorite pom-pom maker is Clover's pom-pom maker. It comes in many different shapes and sizes. My favorite size is the 45 millimeter, which is the yellow one. But I have linked a pack below if you want to check it out. You can get whatever. It comes with all of these sizes. But for today, since we're just doing the smaller version, we're going to use the yellow and then the pink. So I see y'all hopping on. I'd love to know where you're coming from. And as a reminder, we're going to be making this amazing pom-pom Christmas tree today. Okay. So I mentioned the pom-pom makers, and if you want to know how to use them, I've got so many tutorials on my blog about how to use the pom-pom maker. I even have a blog post dedicated to that. So if you have any questions, please send me a message. I'm happy to shoot over the tutorial for you. And then, in addition to the pom-pom maker, you're going to need some yarn, and I've got a bunch of yarn from this. Actually, this whole cabinet behind me houses all of my yarn, or a lot of my yarn. And so the yarn is really a fun element to this. This is what gives it so much texture. When I recommend choosing your yarn, just choosing a fun color palette that works with your theme for Christmas. But for this particular one, I went crazy with the colors, and I also went with different textures. So if you're not familiar, yarn comes in different weights. This is a thinner weight, meaning the thickness or the thinness of the yarn that you're using. This is a thinner weight yarn, as you can see. But when I'm pom-pom making, I like a really thick yarn. It's so fun. It creates these really fluffy pom-poms. But it's really up to you. So for today's color palette, I was really inspired by this bauble wreath behind me. And so I pulled colors from that. And that's my recommendation. Whenever you're starting a project, the first thing that I come up with is the color palette, because that will really help steer you on your project, and it really brings it to life instead of feeling really cluttered or overwhelmed. If you have some key colors, I like to stick to 3 to 4. Here we're going a little crazy, but this project kind of lends itself to that. But it really makes your process and your project a lot more seamless and a lot more fun. Okay. So since I pulled the colors from this wreath behind me and kind of this fun vignette with the the blues and the pinks, I chose a really fun color palette, which I have below. And I also recommend different textures. I found this really fun yarn as well, and I think that's beautiful for Christmas time, so we're going to kind of incorporate that into there as well. So you will need your pom-pom maker, You will need some yarn, and then you're going to need some really sharp scissors. I have linked these below on in the description, but these are Clover's scissors. They're really, really sharp, but honestly, any sharp scissors you have will work really well. And then you're going to need some hot glue and a hot glue gun to attach your pom-poms to your tree. Oh, and then lastly, you're going to need a styrofoam tree. So this one is actually a paper mache tree, but I chose a styrofoam tree for this because, to me, I think they're easier to come by. Okay, so we will keep this here as a fun inspiration. I just love it, and I'm amazed that it's held up so well all of these years. Okay, so let's get started. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. I'm happy to answer them. Pom Pom making is one of my favorite things to do as a crafter, and so I have experimented with a lot of different ways. But let me show you my favorite way today, because that's the beauty. I'm always changing my technique. Okay, so let's get started. For this particular Pom Pom Christmas tree, again, I made about, I think, 80 pom-poms, which is a lot, but you don't have to make that many because we're making a smaller tree today. And another great thing that I love about this is you can make pom-poms when you're watching a really fun Christmas movie. That's actually what I did last night. My kids were watching a Christmas movie. I was sitting there making these pom-poms. Okay, so we're going to get started. We're going to use the yellow pom-pom maker or the 45 millimeter. And for this one, I love this color. So this is the one we're going to use today. But all you do is you're going to open up your pom-pom maker arm as such. You've got two sections, one on this side and one on the other. So you're going to open this one up. And then you're going to take the yarn and you're going to hold it with one finger and you're just going to wrap it around the entire arm. And when I say wrap it around, you're just going to evenly wrap it back and forth until you've got a nice full arm. I will show you kind of a good judgment for me, but really it's amazing. When you Google pom-poms or you Google pom-pom making, everyone's just different, and that's what I love about it. Okay, so you can see this is a pretty full pom-pom arm. I really can't put that much more because we don't want it to go over this little lip. So whenever this area is flat, I think that's a good time to stop. So we're going to close the pom-pom maker. I'm going to get my really sharp scissors that come with this really cool glove, protector glove. And then I'm just going to trim off this side. So you've got one side done. Now we're going to open up the other side. I'd love to know if you've ever made pom-poms before. I actually have a book. I did not link it below, but if you go to my website on my homepage at countrypeony.com, you can see all of my products there on the front page. I've got a pom-pom making book. I've also got a heart pom-pom guide, as well as my needle felting course and my quilt jackets are all there available if you want to check them out. Okay. I think that this is a good time to stop as well. And sometimes your yarn will fall on the ground just like mine did, and I think that's just the fun of it. Okay, so we're going to close it, and then we're going to snip it. I never said crafting was a clean process. It's actually very, very messy for me. If you saw the other side of my studio, it's a mess, but it's fun because it's so fun to clean up. Okay, so now we're going to, and this is something that I recently changed. I used to just use the yarn itself to attach it or to hold it in place, but I found that like a really thin piece of twine or a thin ribbon, something that will really hold itself well, seems to work really well, especially on the bigger pom-poms. So I just pull off a little piece of twine, and now I'm going to cut down the middle. So there's these maker guides along the pom-pom, and you're just going to snip along the way, like so. And obviously the more yarn you have on here, the fuller your pom-pom's going to be, but also the harder it is to cut. So just be patient because you really want to cut all the way through. And this is a really fun craft that children can do, children that are comfortable with scissors. My daughter, who is 7, she's been making these for years. Now, do they turn out perfectly? Probably not, but that's okay because neither do mine. Again, it's all about the process. Okay, so now I'm taking this twine and I am where the maker guides are, I'm just pulling it through, and now I'm going to double knot it. So I'm going to knot it once on one side. And another reason I'm using this is I can pull as tight as I can. Oh my goodness. And I just messed it up. But anyway, so I say I can pull as tight as I can and then it won't break. Well, that one did break. I had too much strength, so I apologize. But we're going to double knot it. I've still got some string here. Don't go crazy with it like I did. Okay, so we're going to knot this side. Wonderful. And now you're going to open it up and reveal. Okay, that string wasn't enough to hold it. So we're going to do it again. Bear with me. This is live. It's fun. You can see it's not always perfect behind the scenes. Okay, I'm going to go back to my original method. I'm going to use the yarn as the connector piece, the yarn that fell on the ground. Okay, so all we're going to do is, again, we're going to double knot it. We're pulling the yarn through the maker guideline. So we are knotting it on one side, and excuse this one, you won't normally have that. And then we're going to pull it through to the other side. Again, if you want to see the full tutorial, you can check out my blog. I've got a how to make a pom-pom blog post with a video and a picture tutorial. Okay, so we're knotting it on both sides so that we've got a nice secure hold. Okay, and now we're going to finally reveal this pom-pom. Once you've knotted it on both sides, carefully, yay, it stayed in place. Okay, and so now we're going to reveal the pom-pom. This is my favorite part. So we're going to slowly take it apart. And look, I mean, it's not perfect now, but it's so cute. Okay, let's get that original string out of there. So you saw that the yarn, that just made the pom-pom. And now we're just going to cut it. We're going to give it a nice good trim. So I like to get like a bowl or a bag, and I just put all of my clippings in here. And I've got a really fun use for this later, so I will show you that. I like to save my clippings. Call me crazy. Maybe that's the thrifter in me and the hoarder in me, but I think you can reuse some of these things to turn them into beautiful things. So all we're doing is we're just trimming them up. And normally, if you're going to hang your pom-pom from something, you're going to want to keep your strings. We're not actually hanging the pom-pom today. We're attaching it to our tree, so you don't need that. And I'm just going to trim. I'm going to continue to trim. And the way that I like to do it is I like to just cut and slowly rotate the pom-pom, as you can see. And we're just going to continue to do that until we've got a nice pom-pom. So I've done a lot of pom-pom making research, and I've noticed some people go really short with their pom-poms, so they've got the beautiful fuzzy pom-poms. I like to keep mine a little bit longer, just because I like that texture, but it's really up to you, and you just play with it, play with how you want your pom-pom to look. Okay. So I can continue to work on it. But this is it. Isn't it so cute? Anyway, they make me so happy. I think they're so fun. Okay, so now I've got a whole lot of pom-poms that I have been making with my kids so that we can make our pom-pom tree. Now that we made our pom-poms, let me show you what I did with all of these scraps. I've got some fun ideas. And so you've got, look at that. I think that's beautiful. All these colors. So I made an ornament with them. I put them in here. I think it's really fun. And then you do a really fun hanger on here. This could be a great, gift tag if you use a plastic one, for your wrapping, or you can even put it on your tree. And again, this will mimic the colors on your tree, but I just think that's really beautiful and fun and interesting. And it's a great way to use up all of these fun, pom-pom strands that are really beautiful. Okay. So now we're going to actually assemble the pom-pom tree. I'm going to get out my favorite hot glue gun. This is the Ryobi. It is a cordless hot glue gun. I've linked it below. I put this in my gift guide for crafters because, it's amazing. And honestly, the production value, when you just bring it out and you show people, it's really cool and it works really, really well. Okay, so I've got my hot glue gun. I'm going to get some hot glue sticks. Here, let me move my scissors out of the way. Okay, and the way that this is gonna work, when I created this tree, I did 4 different sizes on the pom-poms. Down here are the really big pom-poms, and then I worked my way up. Since this tree's a lot smaller, I'm still gonna start with the bigger pom-poms on the bottom, but I'm gonna slowly incorporate the smaller ones. So as a reminder, for this particular tree, I used this pom-pom maker, which is the 45 millimeter one. And I can't find it now, but I also, oh, here it is. I used the pink one, which is a 35, and then the 42 millimeter for this one. And so here are the different sizes. This is the green for the pink one. And then here is a pink one that I did with the yellow one. So you can kind of see the 2 different sizes that we're working with today. I think that this is perfect for this. There is a smaller one than this, but I think it might be a bit too small for this project, but it's totally up to you and what look you're going after. So all we're going to do here is we're really just going to hot glue these pom-poms directly onto your tree. It's as simple as that. I'm just going to work my way around. For the base, I'm going to do my biggest, and then I'm going to start to add the smaller ones. The only thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that my colors, I don't really have a pattern, but I'm making sure that I don't put the same colors next to each other just for visual interest. And I like to keep the textures different too. So I might put some fluffier ones next to some smaller ones, if that makes sense. You can see these 2 are very different textures. This is the weight on this one is smaller. The weight on this one's bigger. So it gives you kind of a fluffier look. And then this one gives you just this is more of a fuzzy look, I should say, and this is more of a fluffy one. But again, just play with it. So I'm going to slowly, for this base level, I'm just going to attach some hot glue, and then I'm going to directly add the pom-pom, holding it in place for about 5 seconds, and then moving on. So we're going to continue, again, not really creating a pattern or stressing out too much about that, but making sure that you just don't put the same colors right next to each other. And another fun note, I found this yarn, and I love it because it really includes all the colors in that wreath. And so I think this is a great tying piece. It's kind of unexpected, and it creates the funnest pom-poms. So that's another thing for you. You could just do 3 colors and then do one of those. It's really up to you and what look you're after. So I'm just, again, attaching the pom-poms to the tree one at a time. And just having a lot of fun with this. Once you make all your pom-poms, you might decide that you need more based on how you're going to put them on here. So if you need to add more, that's not a problem. You can just easily do that with, and make one real quick, because you saw how quick it was to make those pom-poms. Okay. So I've got one more here. I think I'm going to do this really fun light pink one. I'm a huge fan of pink, so I've got a lot of pink. I used faux fur for yarn. I have not used faux fur yarn. That sounds really cool though. That could make a really cool pom-pom. It just depends on how thick it is, because I have used like some ribbon to make a pom-pom, and it just didn't work out because it was too thick, it was too big. But that is a really good suggestion, Karen. I need to try that. Okay, so now we've got our whole base on the bottom, and now I'm going to take some of the smaller pom-poms, and I'm going to kind of, you see where they're connected. I'm going to put one at the top right there, and just work my way up. And don't be afraid with the hot glue here, because the more you put, obviously if you can't see it, you just want to make sure that it adheres to it. And then I'm going to switch out the small and the bigs, because I just want to make sure that I have enough to go around. I'm going to do a big here, but because as you go higher up the tree, you are going to only use the smaller ones, because the bigs are just going to look silly. You're not going to get that cone effect if you keep going with the bigs at the top. So for here, I'm just going to do a big, a small, a big. And I think that will work based on what I have here. And just kind of assessing what colors you have, and seeing how you can use all of those colors. You can see I'm slowly bringing it around. Excuse that. Okay, I'm going to do another small one here. Great. And don't overthink this. This should be really fun. It should be almost therapeutic. So just have fun with it. You can see I'm slowly hot gluing them in a fun pattern to where when you look at it and you twist it around, you see your visually, it just kind of flows down the tree. Okay. I'm going to add this really fun one. This is, you can see this is a unique texture. This is like that eyelash yarn texture. And this is how it turned out. But I will warn you, this made a huge mess. So I actually did it on my couch. I was again watching a movie last night with my kids, and I had to vacuum right away because it was a disaster. But look at that. It adds such a fun interest piece into your pom-pom. Okay. We're going to keep going. I'm just kind of winging this where I think they're going to go. And so, again, you can use whatever size pom-poms you want. I thought that the pink and the yellow one would be perfect for this project. And I love how it looks on here. We're going to add this blue one in here. We need some blue. We've got a lot of pink going on here, which is fine by me. Look how cute that is. I don't know. I just think that's adorable. This is so fun. Okay. I'm just going to keep adding these pom-poms. I'm going up another row. I think this is the last row I can use the big ones on, so I'm going to do another one here. And I'm going to try to use up all my big ones where I can. And again, doing the small and the big in between. And just kind of eyeballing it where I think it's going to go and having fun with it. Do y'all have any questions for me on the pom-pom making process? If you've missed any of these steps, don't worry. Below, there's a full blog post that you can check out. But this is such a fun craft because, again, you can use whatever colors you have on hand. You could do, a full red, white, and green one. You could do a blue and gold and silver one. You could do all kinds of really fun things. I'm going to add this fun big gold one here. Thank you, Kelly. It's a really fun tree. This one has 80 pom-poms, and we are still adding to this tree. Excuse this mess. These whiskers, you can clean that up later. But I'm loving how it's going. Again, the texture and the colors on this are so fun. And if this color scheme is not your thing, again, you can do blue and gold and silver. You could do white and silver and gold. That could be really cool. It's really up to you. The possibilities are endless and what you're interested in. Okay. We're going to do one more here. I think I'm going to add a green here because it's a fun color. And you will use a lot of hot glue, so just make sure you have your hot glue available. I love pom-pom making because it's such a beginner-friendly craft. And a lot of people come to me and they say, Elizabeth, I'm not creative. And I always say, yes, you are. You just haven't really found what you're interested in. And pom-pom making is so great because it's a beginner entry-level craft that when you start making them, you will continue to make them and you will have so much fun. Where do I get the pom-pom maker? Thank you, Karen. So you can get it on Amazon, at your local craft store. Michael's carries them. But if you want to use my link below, it's in the description. So if you want to check that out, just go in the description below, and you can get it on Amazon. Thank you so much, Joy. I'm so happy you like it. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not putting the colors too close together because I get distracted. But you can see I'm going to continue to work my way up. I hope I have enough to finish this with you. If not, we can finish it together later. So I think that was the last row I could do the big ones on, so I've got to keep it to the small ones now. So I'm going to do another yellow here. And I'm so happy y'all are here today. It brings me so much joy when you do pop on. It means a lot because I put a lot of my heart into these projects, and it just makes me really happy when y'all are here to do them with me, because ultimately I want to inspire you just to start creating. And I get so much inspiration from y'all. Y'all have so many great suggestions, and it really lights me up I just love this one. Look how cute he is. Just to continue to create. So I'm continuing to add this layer. That is all I'm doing. I'm just making sure I'm not putting two light colors together. This one can go here because we just don't want it. We want your eye to keep going. We don't want it to stop in one spot. And when you've got colors that are very similar together, your eye might stop on those. Okay. We're going to do one more here. This fun pink will be perfect right here. And look how cute that is. And so you can also do this with a wreath. I've made many pom-pom wreaths this way, where all you're doing is you are just varying with the textures, with the colors, and with the sizes. And you've got such an incredible multi-dimensional wreath and finished product that is so much fun. Okay, I'm going to keep going until I'm out of pom-poms, which I will be out of pom-poms soon, but that's okay. I just want to finish as much as I can. You see, I can add a pink one here. Okay, and then I'm going to add this one here. That one's a little too big, but I had two that fell on the ground, so I'll have to show you those later. But I really just missed one more layer. We're going to do one more round. And then to top it off, you can do a couple of things. You could add a bow, you could add a star, or you can add a pom-pom like I did here. I'm sorry I wasn't able to finish this for you. I am actually going to finish this now, and I'll post a picture later on my Facebook page if you want to check it out. But I wanted to thank you so much for joining me today. This has been so much fun. I hope you feel inspired, whether you make your own pom-pom Christmas tree. I just hope you feel inspired to create something fun just for you this holiday season. I truly think it's about the process and how much fun we have while we are making. Making and creating has been so incredible for me, and it's brought me so much joy, and I hope it does the same for you. So thank you again for being here, and I hope to see you next Monday here on Facebook at noon Central Standard Time. I will talk to you soon, guys, and until next time, happy crafting.